Hey guys, it's Irish Anime Fan, and if you already know from the title of this video, then you probably know what this video is about. It's how I got into anime and how I became an anime fan and what affected well, that's technically how I became an anime fan, but like what inspired me to create this channel, because 2 years ago, a 13-year-old me created this channel for the purpose of reviewing anime, and basically this video is highlighting the events of what anime I watched during my life and what were sort of the stages of my hobby and going on and on about this sort of thing. I'm gonna get straight to the point and say that my first anime, honestly, I know I keep saying that Beyblade was my first anime, but honestly the first anime that I ever watched was either Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't really know. And while I do give credits to them for being the first anime I ever watched, the first anime that I really got attached to, and what I got a real attachment to, not just like when I was a child when I was looking at it, Google Eye, but like emotionally attached to it, was Beyblade. I love Beyblade so much. I still love it now to this day, and the fact that it was anime, it sort of shocks me in a way when I found out, because I just saw it as American cartoon. I know when it seems a bit common when people say that you didn't know what was anime when you're watching anime, but if you actually step into their shoes, you would sympathize with them a lot. You would actually identify with their situations, and I identified with theirs. I'm identifying with the second person or something. Is the second person? I don't know. Anyway, Beyblade was the first anime I really got attached to, but at the time I didn't know it was anime until I looked it up back in 2009, I think, and I had a bit of a mishap of other addictions as well, which I don't want to acknowledge because they are just so embarrassing. I mean, seriously, they were. Even right now, I wished I didn't have them. I discovered what anime was in 2009, and that led me to explore other animes in the hope of finding something as good as Beyblade. Even though Beyblade probably isn't good to a lot of people, I still hold it close to my heart because it was the first anime I got really attached to. Anyway, the first anime I watched, knowing that it was anime, was Full Metal Alchemist. The original Full Metal Alchemist, if you're being curious, I'm gonna pique your curiosity, because it was the original Full Metal Alchemist that I knew it was anime. And boy, that anime was a blast. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. Hands down, it's one of my favorites. Honestly, it's just a great show. A lot of, well, I won't talk about it in depth because I'm planning something special for that, but Full Metal Alchemist, great anime. Watch it if you haven't already watched it. Because I watched it, it really gave me inspiration and influence and just a bit of spark in my creativity to watch other series of its kind. So the second anime I watched was an anime called Soul Eater, which you may or may not heard of, and I honestly dropped it. Yeah, episode 10, I dropped the anime. Not because I hated it. I thought it was pretty good at the beginning, but the thing is, I didn't know which version. If you don't know what it is, like, sub and dub is basically what came down at that point for me with Soul Eater. And basically I was watching the sub and dub side by side of Soul Eater, and looking back on it, I shouldn't have done that because I should have stuck down to one medium and like just one version of the anime. Because I watched Fullmetal Alchemist dubbed. It's one of the best dubs I've seen in anime for Fullmetal Alchemist, but just watching them side by side, I should have watched it dubbed, but then again, if I hadn't dropped Soul Eater, I probably wouldn't, you know, it's like Oh Fate and Higurashi Kai and shit. But anyway, with the sub and dub, it was kind of foolish of me, because after that I watched Ouran High School Host Club dubbed. And also, Ouran High School Host Club is hands down one of my favorite animes of all time. Okay, the next anime I think I watched, sorry if I'm like saying I think a lot because my memory's a bit jumbled up and I didn't expect my hobby, my liking of this medium to go the direction as it did, you know what I mean? I don't have my way of words and I'm not very clear. Anyway, the next time I watched was Code Geass, and I know people really rank it and really put it on the pedestal of great writing and characters, and it's a fan favourite, it's got widespread critical acclaim, but honestly I thought it sucked. And I bet a lot of you, my subscribers, will click the unsubscribe button down there because, well, I don't know, because like, you may agree or disagree with my opinion, it's all subjective, and like, you know, you may not unsubscribe to me, but I'm rambling at this point. I usually ramble every single time, and yeah, I watched Code Geass, I didn't like it, end of story. It's not really end of story, I really complained about it over and over and over again because I just didn't enjoy it and I just didn't see it. I thought I'd like it. I wanted to like it, but I didn't for some reason. Probably because Lelouch is a bit of an ass. It was at this point in my life where I discovered a YouTube user, formerly under the name of Ultimate UK FF Fan, but now known as KHF McAwesome, if you would look at his channel now. And basically, he was a huge influence on me as an anime fan. Well, not really like... Yeah, he was a huge influence on me and my ability to create content, but I sort of am leaning away from that now because I thought, you know, since I now discovered like the Potaku cast, you know, Gegak, Trist, like J.R. Carter, Holden Reviews, and Exorcism Jeans, or Anime Appraisal if you want to call her that, if you're just new to her like that. But basically, since I discovered that square of people, I've sort of took bits of their styles into my thing, and rather than his style. But I still really admire him, I still watch his videos, but yeah, I just don't see him as much as an influence now. But by far the biggest influence that I had at that point was a user called Mr. Tars Reviews, as I first discovered him. And honestly, he's my favourite internet critic of all time. Which he created such great videos. You know, go watch either Mr. Tars Reviews or Trilby Reviews. Trilby Reviews is more accessible if you're not into Doctor Who, because Mr. Tars Review does that. Anyway, after Code Geass, KHF McAwesome recommended in one of his videos to watch Kanon, the 2006 remake of it, not the 2002 version because I haven't seen that yet. And basically, prior to Kanon 2006, I didn't really have a good time. This may be a bit personal for you, but like, basically I was really depressed at that time in my life and I really needed something. I didn't have any friends back then and I was always lonely and like, I was being excluded from everything else in my life. So basically, Kanon 2006 was kind of like my savior. I don't mean to be like a bit biased towards it but like, I love Kanon 2006. It's also one of my favorite animes of all time. If I'm being a bit biased, that may be the case. Maybe objectively Clanon's better, but I don't know. But Kanon 2006 really got to me. It really got me as really emotionally attached. I got really emotionally attached to it. And if I hadn't watched Kanon 2006, I don't know where I'd be at in my life. Because maybe I'd be lost, maybe I wouldn't know where to go, I wouldn't be happy. Well, I still ain't happy, but like, but I've got a bit more confidence because of that. And I rarely have confidence in my life, so yeah. I sort of grew up with Kanon. Well, maybe grown up is the wrong word to use. It's sort of, I matured with Kanon 2006. It affected me greatly. And I highly respect it and admire it for that, and it was just great. Despite from saving my life, it is a really good show and I would recommend it to anybody. Since I watched Can in 2006, and I was watching other users like Mr. Tars Reviews and KHF McAwesome, it basically inspired me to create my own channel. And like, since I watched their reviews and it's like, you know what, if they can do that, I can do it. It was sort of like that, and I was like, you know, I could do that. And then I create a new account and like easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh my gosh, did I just use that? It's so fucking weird. The rest of it is history, and it's inspired me to do new things. Like, I'm not solely a reviewer. I want to get some ideas out. I want to get my opinions out because I think I have some really good ideas in my mind. I think not to rub my own ego, but like I really have some good ideas in my mind, which you may or may not like, but you know, it's subjective. But I may not be the most analytical reviewer. I may not be the cleverest reviewer. Hell, I'm not the smartest reviewer in this community. But I love what I'm doing. I really don't want to change it, even with the thing of school in the way, and even now, like, it's really busy. I will still love doing these videos, and I love to talk about anime, and I love to discuss it because I really am passionate about it. I'm not addicted to it as much as I'm used to, but I'm sort of toned down. But the thing is, I still love the medium. I still highly appreciate it. I mean, I really do love it. I really do. Without it, I doubt I would have like had some sort of direction, and I probably doubt if I had some sort of artistic endeavors, as well as some musical endeavors and some interest in film and anything else. And I wouldn't have gone creative, and it really helped me. It was sort of like my therapy in a way, and like it goes without saying, the emotion that's convicted from my voice, my vocals, even if I have a sore throat right now at the time of this recording, I still love anime as a medium. And I hope I still do for the next coming years. I wouldn't have this lifestyle any other way. Without it, I would basically be nothing. I know I'm rambling, but really, you gotta step in my shoes and see if you were in a position where there was no hope and something came in, pulled out its arm and said, "Come with me." If I were you, I'd probably grab your hand, unless it was a stranger then who was giving you free sweets. Oh my gosh. No. What the hell? Anyway, like, without the medium, I wouldn't be the person who I was today. Plain and simple. I love it. I'll continue to love it until the end of my days. This is Irish Anime Fan, and until next time, with whatever I make, whatever I put on this channel, and whatever I upload, I give my greatest thanks to you who have stuck with me for the past 2 years, and yeah, Sloan. See you next time. Oh, that was a bit of an emotional journey there.